and winding highway that stretches to the north of Canada becomes a voice spoken to only by the wind in winter. As night began to fall, the sky turned to gray, and the pine trees along the road became mere shadows. The man's vehicle stopped without any warning. The engine stuttered and fell silent. Neither phone signal nor a human voice could be heard for miles. After a short walk, he saw a foggy sign with faint letters that read Silver Pines Motel. It was an unwilling stay. With the darkening sky, the dropping temperature, and the desolation around, it was his only option. The motel building was from a forgotten time. Its roof was moss-covered, and the shutters were decaying. As he stepped inside, the dusty smell of an old carpet greeted him. The lobby was dimly lit, with peeling paint on the walls and a forgotten heater in the corner. The key to the room hung loosely with a tag that read 103. The room was silent too silent. Moonlight seeped through the window, revealing cracks in the walls. In one corner of the room was an old notebook, half open. The scribbled pages seemed to have been written hastily, as though someone had left it behind in a panic. As the night went on, the air became heavier, the room grew cold. At 2:47 a.m., the silence turned into a creeping unease. A sound came from the door, 3 knocks, spaced apart. As time passed, the knocks turned into an unexpected whisper. Neither male nor female, neither close nor far. The sound seemed to merge with the room itself. Something was behind the door, waiting, just beyond the closed chain, something unseen but felt. The man didn't move. An instinct told him, "Don't move, listen, wait." At exactly 3 a.m., everything stopped. No sound, no whisper. It was as though that thing had vanished with time. By morning, the outside was still gray, but the air inside felt somewhat lighter. When he opened the door and stepped into the corridor, everything seemed normal. As he descended into the lobby, his eyes caught a bulletin board. Old newspaper clippings, missing persons reports, and faded photographs. One name stood out, J. Rowe, April 2nd, 2020 for missing. The final date in the notebook, the same room. When the man left the motel, the fog still lingered. The engine started again, but something still gnawed at his mind. He wasn't sure if that night had been real or a dream, but the feeling wouldn't let him go. Before leaving the motel, Evan made eye contact with the old man. The man asked, "Did you forget something?" But the emptiness in his eyes hinted that he knew something. With a question mark about the missing people in the room, Evan got up and left. When he left the motel, the sky was foggy. The engine started again, but something was still spinning in his mind. He wasn't sure whether that night had been real or a dream. The events in his mind were clashing with each other, deep in conflict. Something inside the room felt like it was getting closer to his eyes, vanishing into the darkness. The echoes of the missing kept following him. He had started questioning himself. Even when alone, it felt like an invisible I was watching him at all times. A fear, like an obsession that refused to leave the night, followed him in every corner of his home. No matter where he went, it seemed he couldn't forget that night. And suddenly, an echo came from behind ... But this time, it was different. He was struggling to fight against the fears in his mind.